Today's thought of the day is eliminating procrastination. And as all of us are students of Imran sir and of course graphology, we do know how to see procrastination in our handwriting, right? So if I may ask you, who can tell me how do we see procrastination? Okay, Raksha ji, please unmute yourself. Let's hear from you. How do you see procrastination in handwriting?
Blessed morning, everybody. So, when the T bar, the horizontal bar is on the left hand side, is what makes us understand that the person is procrastinating.
Great. Anything else? There's one
That's
more aspect that we see to see
it.
procrastination. Who can tell me that?
Nitin ji wants to say it.
Yeah, okay, Nitin ji, please go ahead.
The eye dot towards left side.
Yes, when the eye dots are on the left side, even then that is procrastination. Thank you, Nitin ji. So now, many a times we get confused about the difference between laziness and procrastination. Yes, there is a difference, and today we'll be talking about that too. Now, going into understanding procrastination, let's imagine it's 11:47 p.m. Arjun stares at his laptop screen, the cursor blinking mockingly in his empty Word document. His assignment was given 3 weeks ago, and he's known about it for 21 days, worried about it for 15 days, and now has 13 minutes until midnight deadline. Sounds familiar? We've all been at some point, at the space, and we've all felt that familiar knot in our stomach, promising ourselves, I'll start tomorrow. Many of you would have even thought about joining this session. Oh, I'll be on time tomorrow. And then you again miss the 6:30 deadline. So today we can see that all of us have had that feeling at some point in our life. And here's the truth. Procrastination is like interest on a debt. The longer you delay, the more it costs you. But today I want to show you how to break free from this expensive habit forever. So let me ask you something. Do you think procrastination is actually about laziness, about poor time management, or about lacking motivation? It's actually not about that. Procrastination often masks fear of failure, that also we can definitely see in handwriting, fear of judgment, and surprisingly, even fear of success. So let me share something about Priya, a talented graphic designer from Bengaluru. She had a brilliant idea for a freelance business, but kept postponing the launch. Week after week, she would say, I need to perfect my portfolio first, or I should learn one more software, or maybe next month is better timing. And many a times, this same thought process goes with all of us too. We keep on learning new skills, but never implement them, never go out to take it as a business, though we began with the same thought. We always think, okay, let me be more skillful first. I'm not ready yet to go out in the world to talk to my clients. And that is nothing but procrastination. Because the real issue, even in case of Priya, wasn't her portfolio or her skills. It was her fear. And that is what, we all struggle about it. We always feel we are not ready yet. Instead of thinking, just let's go out and learn by doing. So, fear that her work wouldn't be good enough, fear that people would judge her, fear that she might actually succeed and then have to live up to her higher expectations, right? The same zone. So, procrastination became her protection mechanism. As long as she didn't start, she couldn't fail, but she also couldn't succeed. This is what most people don't understand. We are always worried about our fear of failure, that we are protecting ourselves from failing. But in turn, we forget we are also not succeeding because we are never trying. So when you procrastinate, you're not avoiding the task, you're avoiding the emotions that come with the task, the anxiety of starting, the fear of not being perfect, the vulnerability of putting yourself out there. But here's the paradox: the longer you delay, the more anxiety you create. It's like trying to avoid getting wet by standing in the rain longer. And now let me introduce you to a simple rule that has transformed millions of lives: the 2 minute rule. Now, if something takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Don't write it down. Don't schedule it. Don't think about it. Just do it. It may be like replying to that text message, or filing that document, or making a phone call, or maybe paying some bill online, or water the plants. Now, these tiny tasks seem insignificant, but they are the building blocks of procrastination. You know what happens? When you constantly postpone 2 minute tasks, they pile up in your mind like dirty dishes in a sink. Each undone task is a small mental burden. And by the end of the week, you are carrying the weight of 50 tiny, incomplete tasks, feeling overwhelmed and paralyzed. And that is why we say, just do it now. But of course, when you follow the 2 minute rule, something magical happens. You create momentum, you build confidence, you prove to yourself that you are someone who takes action, because those small 2 minute tasks give you the confidence of being an action taker. Let me share another story. There's a guy from a 19-year-old person from Delhi. Now he was procrastination on calling his professor to discuss his research project. The call would take 2 minutes, but he kept postponing it for 2 weeks. Now, those 2 weeks were filled with anxiety, overthinking, and sleepless nights, because that was always nagging in his mind that he has to do this work, he has to complete this on a daily basis. But when he finally made the call, the professor was helpful, encouraging, and gave him exactly the guidance he needed. So, 2 minutes of action eliminated 2 weeks of worry. So, this 2 minute rule isn't just about small tasks, it's about training your brain to act instead of overthink. And here's a life changing insight: action cures anxiety, even small steps count. I repeat, action cures anxiety, even small steps count. So when you're procrastinating, your brain is like a computer with too many programs running in the background. It's constantly processing the undone task, creating stress, guilt, and mental fatigue. But the moment you take action, even the smallest step, your brain gets relief. Think about it this way: have you ever noticed that anticipation of doing something is often worse than actually doing it? The fear of making that difficult phone call is worse than the actual conversation, or the anxiety about starting that project is worse than the actual work. And that is why successful people have a motto: progress, not perfection. They don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect mood. They start with whatever they have, wherever they are. And let me give you a proven formula to eliminate procrastination. Step one: identify the real enemy. Ask yourself, what am I really avoiding? Usually, it's not the task itself, but the emotion associated with it. Then, step two: make it ridiculously small. So, instead of write the report, make it open a new document. Instead of start exercising, make it put on workout clothes. The goal is to make the first step so small that your brain can't find a reason to resist. And then step three: use the 2 minute rule. If the first step takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't negotiate, don't rationalize, just do it. And step number four: celebrate small wins. When you complete the tiny step, acknowledge it. You've just broken the procrastination pattern. And step number five: build momentum. Once you have started, you'll often find it easier to continue. It's like pushing a car. The hardest part is getting it moving. And the magic isn't in the method, it's in the movement. So once you start moving, you build momentum. And once you build momentum, you build confidence. And once you build confidence, you build success. And here's the beautiful truth: you're not broken, you're not lazy, you are not hopeless. You are human. And humans naturally avoid discomfort. But you also have the power to choose action over avoidance, progress over perfection, and courage over comfort. And every time you choose action over procrastination, you're not just completing a task, you are building the identity of someone who follows through, someone who can be trusted, especially by your own self. So here's your challenge. Right now, as I'm speaking, think of one task you have been delaying, just one. Now break it down to the smallest possible first step. What's the tiniest action you could take right now? And when the session ends, before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone, go do that one small step. Don't overthink it. Don't plan it. Just do it. And I would definitely love all of you to use the chat box and mention that one task that you have been procrastinating and you will do today. So that's your homework for the day also. Because remember, procrastination is like interest on a debt. The longer you delay, the more it costs you. But action is like compound interest. The sooner you start, the more you gain. So your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. So it is up to you what you want to choose. So please use this chat box and write that one task that you will be doing today. Because make each one of us as your accountability partners. Let's help each other. And that's for what we are in this session together. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.